Assalamualaikum guys, my name is Imran Befas Musa. I'm from ES4 and my student ID is 2201169. Okay, so first of all, we'll start with reef, or known as square knot, to tie two ends of a rope with the same diameter. Okay, for the first step, we'll have to cross the two ends of the rope like this and bring the upper or chocolate rope under another rope to form this. Okay, then we'll have to cross it one more time and form another X, and again we'll bring the upper rope inside the loop. Then for the last step, we'll just have to tighten it up, and there it is. Okay, so for the second one, we have sheet band that used to tie two ropes of an equal diameter together. Okay, so I will start with single sheet band that you'll need a length of thick rope and a length of thin rope, but I only have the same diameter rope. Okay, so for the first step, we have to fold one end of the thicker rope back on itself to form a band, or we can see it as U shape. Okay, for the second step, slip one end of the thinner rope through the band from behind. Okay, so I will insert like this. Okay, now you have to wrap the end of the thinner rope around both arms of the band. Okay, like this. Then for step 4, you'll have to bring the end of the thinner rope around to the front and pass it between itself like this. And for the last step, we have to tighten the knots by pulling both ends, so you'll have these ties. Okay, so for the second sheet band, we'll continue with double sheet band that is more secure than single sheet band. We'll have to repeat the same steps, but we'll have a little bit different at the middle of the progress. Okay, so fold one end of the thick rope back on itself to form a band. Okay, then slip one end of the thin rope through the band from the behind. Okay, then we have to wrap the end of the thin rope around both arms of the band. Then we have to bring the end of the thin rope around to the front and pass it between itself. Okay, like this. And then the difference is we make another loop or another wrap like this, and we'll insert it here. Lastly, tighten the knots by pulling both ends. For the third knot, we will tie a single bow line that is used for tying a loop. Okay. For the first step, we will have one rope. Then we have to create a counterclockwise loop for the rope. Okay, like this. The next step is bring the end of the rope up through the loop like this. Then we have to bring the end of the rope back behind the standing part of the rope, and lastly back down through the loop. Okay, then you should have to hold the rope like this. And to tighten it up, you have to pull the standing part, and you'll form this shape. Okay, so for the next part, we'll tie a 2-turn bow line, and the difference is we create a double counterclockwise loop for the rope. Then we'll repeat the same steps. We bring the end of the rope up through the loop, then bring the end of the rope back behind the standing part of the rope and back down through the loop. Okay, so we will have this form and just tie it up. Okay, so we will have this form. Okay, so for the fourth knot, we have clove hitch that is used to attach the rope to an object such as a pole, log or plank. Okay. So for these knots, the first step is we have to wrap the pole, loop, log or whatever you are attached it to like this. Then you have to bring it back to the behind and tuck it alongside of the rope. Tuck it alongside this rope like this and just tighten it. Then you have this form and we can test. There you have it. Okay, so for the fifth knot, we have the figure 8 that is known as most reliable knot, and we use it as a stopper. Okay, so for the first step, you will have to fold one end of the rope back on itself, okay, like this, and slip it under the rope. Okay. And then you have to bring it up like this. Okay, then you have to tuck the rope behind this and insert it to the first loop. Okay, then you tighten it up. Okay, so for the second one, the figure of 8 loop, we'll have to repeat the same steps but with the loop. Okay, so for the first one, the same, you have to fold one end of the rope back on yourself like this and bring it up, bring it down. Okay, then you have to tuck the rope inside the loop and then just tighten it. Then you will form this sheet. Okay, so for the last one, we have we want to change from the single figure to figure of 8 double loop. Okay, so we have this figure of 8 loop. Then we have to pull it back in. Set it like this and bring this down like this. Then we tighten it through. It will become like this. Okay, that's all. Thank you.